Hello and welcome to my first look at the Liber Mechanicum Forces of the Omnissiah Army book for Warhammer the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. Now this book will cost you £30. It's right here in this wrapping. How does that compare to the other two Liber Astartes books? Well, for starters, it's £12.50 less, so it's cheaper, and it consists of 152 pages as opposed to 352. So that's a whole 200 pages less than the other Liber books. I've got a feeling that there'll be like an Imperium book or a Talons of the Emperor book. They might even have everything in one coming down the line. Probably going to be a Demons of the Runestorm book, maybe. I'm not sure whether it's going to be one book of that. I hope there is, because there's loads of special characters, and of course Kabanda, which they recently released. So I would think there's going to be at least 3 more books. The Talons of the Emperor with all the sisters and the Custodes rules in and units, an Astra Militarum type Solar Auxilia book with all the Imperial Guard and the tanks, because I've got a lot of units, and also a Demons of the Runestorm book with all the characters and demons in. So we've still got a few more books to go. Let's unwrap this and see where we go. There are all of the knights in this, all of the titans, of course all the Mechanicum things. Yeah, I know people would love plastic Mechanicum, but I don't think that, you know, if it's going to come, it ain't going to come next week or even this year. It will, you know, they're mainly focusing on Space Marines and getting all of those turned to plastic. We probably will get plastic Mechanicum at some point, dark Mechanicum, that would be good. But for now, we've got them in resin. So, and I just don't think some of the bigger units like the Actaeus or the Olator class vehicles will come to plastic. So this is the Liber Mechanicum book. It's very stiff. Oh, it consists of some lovely pictures of Titans already I've just seen. I want to see how many pages it's got, but there's so much art at the back. They've just put all the art in the back. Well, we've already said it's 152 pages, but it stops at 131 numbered. We're going to go through it page by page, which I always find very useful when I'm out and about. So that's your inside cover. A little picture of a Warlord there. Fantastic piece of art. You've got the content, so you've got the HQ, Archmagos Prime on Abeyant, Magos Dominus, so on. You've got elites, you've got troops, fast attack, heavy support, Lords of War, so you've got the Mechanicum Knights, and then appendices, you have actually got the Titan Legions and the Questoris household. The Tagmata Omnissiah, the Mechanicum Army list, building a Mechanicum army, and then Lords of War and Primarchs in the Age of Darkness. So you've got your HQ 2 troops, and then Allied Detachment optional, HQ and a troop, and then you've got a Lord of War optional. You've also got Primarch there as well. These are the Allied detachments and the levels of alliance. So we've seen this before. Oh, here we go. You've got Mechanicum Warlord traits, and then a Mechanicum Advanced Reaction, so it's following suit with the Astartes. HQ, Archmagos Prime, so that is the Prime Archmagos. You've got the Archmagos Prime on Abeyant, Magos Dominus, and a Dominus on Abeyant, and then Caleb Decima Invictus, so a named character. Elites, you've got the Tech Priest Auxilia, you've got the 0 to 1 Arcutor Magisterium, and then a Domitar Battle Automata Maniple. You've got the Myrmidon Secutor Host, and then troops and dedicated transport. So straight away you've got the Ad Secularis Tech Thralls Covenant with the Tech Thralls. You've got 10 of them, you can have up to 30. You've got the Phalanx Cohort, you can have 3 or 9 of them. You've got the Scyllax Guardian Automata Maniple, you've got 4 of them, you can have up to 16. And then you've got the Castellax Battle Automata. 1 of them, but you can have up to 4 more, so that's 5. And then the Triaros Armoured Conveyor. That is their main transport. Fast Attack, you've got the Arlatax Battle Automata Maniple, you can have 3 in a unit, and then the Ursarax Cohort, you can have up to 9 in there. And then the Vorax Battle Automata Maniple, you can have 6 of them. And then the Voltarax, which is quite a big one, Stratos Automata Squadron, you can have 3 of those. And then heavy support, my favourite. You've got the Thanatar Siege Automata Maniple. You can actually have 3 Thanatars in one Maniple, which is insane when you think about it, because that's, well, I suppose it's no more insane than Leviathans and things, but still. You've got the Myrmidon Destructor Host, and you've got the Karaknos, and then you've got the Karaknos Assault Tank. You've got the Krios Squadron, different type of Krioses, and then a Knight Moirax Talon. So you can have 4 Knight Moiraxes in your Talon. I really want to have a look at the weapons and things for these, because I do have a decent number of Moiraxes, 6 now. Lords of War. You've got the Mechanicum Knight Magira. That's the one with the lightning cannon. The Mechanicum Knight Styrax. Styrax is the one with the Volkite Chiaravil. And then you've got the Mechanicum Knight Atrapos, and then the Mechanicum Acastus Knight Asterius with the 2 arm-mounted twin-linked heavy conversion beam cannons. Brilliant. Oh, and you've got a couple more. You've got the Ordinatus Olator, which has the Sonic Destructor. I don't know why, but they got rid of the Bellicosa Volcano Cannon for some reason. Then you've got the Ordinatus Actaeus, which is the big drill for 800 points. Yep, you can put 42 troops in that, so is that similar to the Mastodon, I think? And then appendices, you've got Persona Schismata, Archmagos Dracovac, Archmagos Anacharis Scoria, which I do have, so I will be doing another review of him. And then Divisio Tactica. So this is for the Titan Legions. You've got Titan Maniple Detachment optional, Lords of War, and then troops and HQ. So you've got Secutari Axiarch, which is an HQ. I don't think we've got a model for it. I don't think we've got a model for him, so that will be interesting if they do release a HQ for Secutari. Then you've got the Secutari Hoplite Phalanx with the Arc Lances. You can have 20 of them in a unit. I'm hoping to have, 60 hoplites in total. Then you've got the Secutari Peltasts Phalanx. You can have, again, 20 in those. And then Lord of War, you've got the Warhound Scout Titan. We'll be going through reviews of these, of course. You've got the Reaver Battle Titan, you've got the Warbringer Nemesis Titan, and then you've got the Warlord Battle Titan. So interesting to note, there is no rules for the War Master. I think everybody's minds would have just melted if they had have, cheekily put in a Warhound Wolf Scout Titan data sheet or a War Master data sheet, for models that don't exist yet. But what that does mean is, although they could sneakily release one in a year or two if they're going to do that, it seems like for now at least, because there's no rules in this book, I would estimate that there isn't one coming anytime soon, but still would have been nice to have some rules in there for it. Maybe they're just too powerful. But then you've got the Divisio Tactica Questoris household. So your troops are your armigers. So you've got the Armiger Warglaive Talon, you've got the Armiger Helverin Talon. You can have 4 in each Talon, which makes sense. And then you've got Lord of War Knight Questoris. So a number of weapons. This really does include everything, such as, you know, the Reaper Chainsaw, the Thermal Cannon, the Las Impulsor even. They don't break them down into their parts that they normally would in 40k, in the 40k Codex. It is just, this is a Knight Questoris, and you can have all of these different weapons, and they start off at 380 points. Then you've got the Cerastus Knight, so they do break these down, of course. You've got the Knight Lancer, the Knight Castigator, the Knight Acheron, and 0 to 1 Acastus Knight Porphyrion. And it's got its twin Magna las cannons. Then you've got the Questoris Knight Styric, so, you know, separate from the Mechanicum sort of army lists, you've got this as a Questoris army list option, which is great to have the Styrics or the Magira. You've got 0 to 1 Knight of Trapos and 0 to 1 Acastus Knight Asterius. Not sure why they're limiting you with these particular 3 knights, but they are. And then you've got household ranks, Mechanicum unit types, Cyberthurgy, nice bit of art. The orders of the High Techno Arcana, or Arcana, Mechanicum special rules, Destructor, quite cool bit of weaponry there. And then the Armory of the Mechanicum. So much like your Astartes books, you've got all of the weapons in alphabetical order, like your arc weapons, your auto, your bolt, your conversion, your cutting tools even, your graviton weapons, your flame weapons, your las weapons. Interesting to note is they haven't put the Titan weapons separate, or the Knight weapons separate. I know that would have been more pages, but I would have preferred them to split it further. So have your Mechanicum weapons, and yes, there's going to be a slight overlap with the Magira and Styrics Knights, but then have your Questoris Knight weapons on sort of 1 page or 2, and then your Knight weapons on a completely different one. But what they've done is they've bundled it all in, which is a bit messy, you know, because there isn't one place where you can look for all of the just the Titan weapons. You have to look through this whole sort of list, but you know, that's just my nitpick. You can see here you've got the Bellicosa Volcano Cannon there, still the 120-inch range, which is criminal. You've got missile weapons, plasma, rad weapons, exotic weapons such as the shock lance, close combat weapons as well. Power weapons, siege destroyers, war gear, Titan shard armor, got 3+ armor save, 5+ invulnerable, that's interesting. Energy fields, and then weapons of the Mechanicum. This I like, that's very cool. Jetpacks and jump packs, and then a nice look at the art. So at page about 132 or so, you've then got some different colour used in the Tagmata forces. I tell you what, looking at all this now makes me want to rush out and get a Mechanicum army, but I have to focus on the legions. I have to finish the 6 legions before I am too tempted by this, or finish the Custodes. I'll probably try and start finishing the Custodes when their book comes out though, because Knights and Titans are, because Knights and in some way Titans are sort of finished. So you've got the House Malinax, Titan Legion Heraldry, iconography. Oh, and there's some lovely pictures of the painted miniatures. Some of them are getting on a bit though, so I wonder if some have been specifically painted for this. There we go, nice Nemesis and Warlord, and then a little bit of an advert for the for some of the novels, which is great. So there you go. That is my first look at the Liber Mechanicum book for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. These videos are usually a bit longer than normal. What do you guys think? We can now use our Knights, our Mechanicum, our Titans even in games of Horus Heresy sort of 2.0. Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.